She's been packing
Good.
all day. Jenny's sleepy and packing. All their stuff is gone. Look at it.
It's still here. It's still here. Look.
It's just moved around.
I mean, it's substantially less.
It's just all in boxes now.
Now, when do you move out officially?
I'm moving some stuff on Saturday. I'm moving some stuff tomorrow.
Now, where are you going?
Moving in with a friend in Hampton.
Nice.
So
Hampton.
now I can hang out with Dennis.
Peninsula! Unite!
People don't cross the freaking tunnel around here. Like, you have to be friends with people on the peninsula or people on the south side.
So,
Yeah, because I only see Dennis when Bob comes to town.
It's true.
so Jenny, do you still work on the south side?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We might have to find a new job, baby.
We have to get you a boat so you can just go across the water.
I'm on a boat.
It's not a bad idea.
Maybe
Not
we
a
can
bad
get.
idea.
Maybe we can.
Can't you telecommute?
If, like, my company had any kind of, like, actual IT support or faith in technology or somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing. Just saying.
All right, I'm
Did I
fine
go
with you.
too far?
I'm fine with you swinging for the fences.
I mean, theoretically, I should be able to do it because, like, the stuff that I need to be in there for, somebody else could do that, but
Yeah.
it just don't work like that, unfortunately.
But the art department is on point.
Maybe you can get your incredible shrinking ray and shrink your car down to size, and so you can go in between all the cars and stuff. So you don't have to worry about it.
I like this plan.
But half the size of a communicator.
Yes, like half the size of a communicator. You can shrink yourself down to that size, much like the plot point in this episode of Deep Space Nine. Honey, I Shrunk the Ship.
I was wondering what it was going to be. Honey, I Shrunk the Starfleet?
This came out after Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right?
Oh, yeah, way after.
Yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk the- I think they were
That came
shrinking.
out in like what, 93, 94?
Was it?
I think it was earlier than that.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah.
Let's look.
I don't know about that.
To the
Go to the-
interwebs. 89.
Wow.
89, holy
Oh
smokes.
Yeah.
my God! Best year for
I was thinking
movies.
it was late 80s. So,
Honey, comma, I Shrunk the Kids. And then it was like, Honey, I Shrunk the Parents. Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Honey, I Blew Some Kids. Oh, my God.
Oh,
what?
that was just before
What?
the Spotlight movie.
Yeah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. There you go. And there was a
I will
TV
say-
show.
Never seen any of them.
You've never seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Nope.
I saw the first one.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is really good. I mean, it's
I'm sure it is. Rick Moranis.
and it's the guy who directed the first Captain America movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Joe Johnston? Is that his name?
Yep, Joe Johnston, because he directed what? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, The Rocketeer, Jumanji, October Sky, Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, wow.
Hidalgo, The Wolfman, Captain America, The First Avenger, and then
Yeah. So Rocketeer was definitely in my top 20 movies of all time. So,
Rocketeer is a
Still haven't
great.
seen it.
It's great. Do yourself a
yeah,
favor.
it holds up too.
Yeah, when Disney, when
I'll just have to rent it. Oh, is it a Disney,
Disney
property?
Plus, yeah, it'll probably be on Disney Plus, baby.
I feel like I saw it for the first time as an adult, and I enjoyed it. So, you know.
I
if you
saw it at
haven't
the
seen
theater when it came out.
And that fake
Because
ass
I'm old.
that fake ass Han Solo from TNG is in it.
Yep, he's the star.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, The Rocketeer is really great. Do yourself a favor, baby, Dennis. Man, watch that movie. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Will on November 12th.
So you're sorry. Have you I heard people talking, and I know this is gonna sound really dicky, but like I heard people talking about, oh, I've pre-signed up for Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Like
why?
you just sound like an asshole. Like you make it sound like you're cooler than you need to be. Oh, I pre-signed up.
You
already.
just paid early.
Yeah, you're just
It's
paying
not
for
like-
nothing.
It's not like there's a limited supply.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't get anything
But wait, what
extra
if
for
there
signing
is?
up early.
I pre-signed up. Like you
It's
sound like a fucking jackass.
And what's the deal? All these people who are like pre-purchasing movie tickets, I don't remember until maybe like the last 5 years that was a thing.
Yeah, and I don't understand because all
But
you're
there's always tickets available day of.
yeah, and
Yeah.
all you just want to be able to be the first ones to complain on Twitter about how the movie sucked. Because that's the same. Like if you go back and you see the people who pre-purchased tickets and people who complained the movie sucked, they're the same fucking people.
Mhm.
Like they just want to be the first ones to complain about stuff.
Like maybe
Bunch of-
the first big pre-pay movie maybe that I remember anyways was Infinity War. Right?
Oh no, I saw.
That's the first one I remember.
Yeah.
Like it was a big deal that everybody went out and bought tickets like months in advance. I bought my tickets the same day it opened. I saw it.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck? Like, why do you got to be like, oh, I got my tickets for fucking midnight at Star? Who cares?
Yeah. Now I bought. I mean, when it's a Fathom event or something, I pre-purchase those, especially if it's at Lynn Haven.
Kind of need to.
Well, yeah, you kind of.
If it's where you pick your seat and it's like only 2 showings,
Mhm.
I want my middle seat.
Are you guys doing the Fathom events for the Twilight Zone?
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, I put it on my Facebook page. I'll send you guys the link.
I'm
Not
bummed
that-
because I couldn't go a couple weeks ago or last week or something. They had Alien.
I know.
I was so bummed I couldn't go. I never seen it in the theater.
That's how lame we are. We're doing a podcast for a show that came out 25 years ago, and we only go to the movies to see movies that are older than 25 years old.
Yeah.
Like we refuse to live in the
Alien,
present.
it was the 40th anniversary of Alien, just like the Star Trek the motion pictures. The 40th.
Here's
You guys-
the thing, though. There's a lot of really cool 40th anniversaries coming up, though.
Yeah.
It was a great time in movies.
Yeah.
They didn't make so many of them, so they really focused on what they were doing.
Are you guys gonna go see that new Star Wars movie? No, we're gonna go see fucking
Empire.
60. We're gonna go see the 60th anniversary of Twilight Zone now.
I hear they're showing Citizen Kane down at the Narrows.
Dude, they're showing like 6 episodes of the Twilight Zone, like on the big screen, and there's even like a documentary beforehand about Rod Serling. That shit's gonna be awesome.
I was going to say that would be 3 hours, but there's not going to be any commercials. So they're,
Yeah.
25 minutes each?
I'm really
Wow.
excited about it.
I don't really need to see Twilight Zone on the big screen.
I do.
I just want to go because I'm a dumb old man.
I keep wanting to take the boys to like the Metropolitan Opera whenever they do Fathom events. But then it's just like, yeah, but that's, rather focus on the 40-year-old movie instead of that.
Yeah, I don't want to see anything new. That's stupid.
Yeah. Let's stick with what we know.
Because I know I'm gonna like whatever I'm watching.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
I don't
and
know
then
how many times I've seen Alien, but I would love to pay a premium price to see it on the big screen.
Now, do you prefer Alien or Aliens?
You know, I enjoy every movie of that series.
Okay,
They're all different and they're all special to me.
They're all very much.
It's
different,
like
yes.
they're like my children.
Right, and I have a favorite one, and it's Alien.
Because I mean, Alien.
When I was
is-
a kid, I liked Aliens more, but as I matured, I was like, you know
Game
what?
over, man.
I saw
Game
Alien way
over.
too young too. Like
It's
one of the first movies I really just remember seeing the end of the movie when the alien gets blown out the airlock and he tries to climb in the engine and then she turns.
God, spoilers, Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis.
I was going to go
You know
see
what happened
it.
after that?
What the hell, man? It's only the 40th anniversary last weekend. What the fuck?
But I remember asking my mom what that thing was.
She said, oh,
And
Dennis,
he was
don't
like-
worry about it. None of your business.
My mom is notorious for like
Oh,
when
Dennis,
movies are
ah.
on, we watch movies as a family. She would just get up and do stuff and then come back in and leave or whatever. So she wasn't paying attention. She would definitely been the one on her phone if we had phones back then.
Oh,
But
Dennis.
I was like, "What is that?"
evil.
She's like, "Oh, that's some devil or something."
She said, oh, that's the devil. Evil spirit, Dennis, come to get you.
Everything, though, was the devil back then.
Yeah, back then, like it was the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, that's the easy way to do it.
It just as well be. I mean, geez.
If it drowns, it's safe. If it lives, then it's the devil.
Same thing with aliens.
Same thing with aliens.
Yeah.
But yeah. But speaking of aliens, are
They
there
didn't
any in
drown.
this?
They could swim underwater.
They could.
Alien 4.
See,
Resurrection.
I just put up the link for the Twilight Zone in the chat if anybody's interested.
Yep. Now, there's some aliens in this episode.
Some sex.
Some
aliens.
racist aliens.
Well, those are
alien.
the best kind of aliens.
What a shitty melodramatic Bush song that was.
I don't even know. I mean, what?
I think it's on 16 Stone.
Is it? Because wasn't
song
Do
every...
they even
Talk
have any
really-
other albums, really?
Huh?
Well, I know. Well, they had 7 singles on 16 Stones, but I think there's only 10 songs on the whole record.
We lost.
Killed
What'd you ask, Jenny?
I said, did they really even have any other albums?
Yeah, the Razorblade Suitcase. That was pretty decent.
I bet it wasn't. Oh, my internet connection's going out.
I haven't seen a lot of movies.
It's a family comedy. You'll love it.
Yeah, with Roberto Benigni, right?
Just you just get the whole family together, put it up on the Amazon, and just
have you
sit
guys
back
seen
with the popcorn.
the trailer for the Taiki Waititi Nazi?
Yes, that shit looks
Nazi-
great.
Jojo the Rabbit.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I don't know about that.
Can't wait.
At first, when I saw it, I had similar reservations, Dennis. But that guy, Tiki Wakiki, or whatever his name is kind of so in. Like, I think he'll be fine.
Tiki Barber Waikiki.
Tiki Watiki, or whatever his name is. I think he's okay.
He's great.
Yeah, no, yeah, obviously, but it just, I don't know.
Yeah, like I saw it and I was like, ooh, but then I was like, you know what, man, fuck
It's
it.
not long enough, man.
But I mean, when will it be?
It's only been 70 years.
I think it's fine. My whole thing though was I was thinking like I've had too much Nazism in my existence at the moment. Like there's with them making a comeback and all that stuff, and you know. But I'm excited about it. I think it looks awesome. And I love the guy playing Hitler. I know that's terrible to say, but that guy's a great actor. He's so funny.
He's playing Hitler.
Taiki.
No,
No, he's not. He's playing the rabbit. Or
He's playing the imaginary Hitler.
No, but you're talking about the actual Hitler. Right,
Is there? I didn't know there was an actual Hitler in it.
Yeah,
I just
there's
imaginary Hitler in it.
Let me see. Hang on. Who's playing Hitler? Tiki Watiki is playing Hitler as JoJo's imaginary friend version of the infamous historical figure. Yeah.
I thought there was actually somebody playing Hitler in the movie too, though.
No. There's JoJo Rabbit Belzer, the other guy, Thomas and McKinney, Takiki Waga Titi, Rebel Wilson, Stephen Merchant, who's very good, Alfie Allen, who I don't know who that is, Sam Rockwell, who's we talked about this last week.
Alfie Allen was in Game of Thrones. He's the guy who got his dick cut off.
He's got a really wide face from his picture there.
Theon Greyjoy.
Scarlett Johansson, and then Archie Yates. But this movie
Johansson.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, oddly enough, Scarlett Johansson will be playing Emperor Hirohito in this movie. And so.
Yeah. This movie looks amazing.
You beat me to it, but I let you have it because
dude, it was really good. I loved it.
Somebody had to do it.
I was gonna go Tojo, but
very acceptable. I'm thinking Imperial just because of the enthroning that happened this week. So
it reminds me of a Wes Anderson film. And I know you guys hate Wes Anderson, but it definitely has that vibe to it.
Look, they had me in the trailer, the opening scene of it when the boys are in the woods with, like they're the Hitler Youth or whatever, and they're throwing knives at the tree. And the one ricochets back and stabs the fat kid in the leg. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Just the way
Kid's getting injured. Great movie.
Just the way that the boys reacted to it, though. It was like boys that age would react if you accidentally stabbed one of your friends in the leg. Because there's the one who immediately looks around like, who saw that? And it was very.
Wasn't that fat kid the same one who accidentally shoots the rocket into a building or something?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I love What We Do in the Shadows, and if it's anything like that, What We Do in the Shadows is fucking great.
Well, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've seen the TV show.
You haven't seen the movie?
You gotta see the movie.
Dude, the movie's so fucking amazing.
You need to watch the movie just so you can go back and watch the vampire. What is it? The one where they meet all the different vampires, like the middle of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
that's such a great episode.
Yes.
It makes me love Jermaine, and I fucking hate with a passion Flight of the Conchords. But Jermaine,
Really?
Oh my God.
yes,
I'm done with you.
Fucking hate that show more than life itself.
It's a great show.
God, I fucking hate it so much. And like, I used to mention how much I hated it in the studio, and Mike Powers didn't care and would still talk about it ad nauseum, which made me hate it even more. So he'd be like, dude, did you see the show? I was like, no, man, I don't like it. Like, I'm not a fan. He's like, oh, dude, it's so fucking funny. And I was like, I don't give a shit. Like,
too many dicks on the dance floor.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I got it.
I didn't. I just couldn't get into the show. I watched a few episodes, and it just wasn't my thing. And I'm just like,
You guys just don't understand. A kiss is not a contract.
It
was one of those shows that I was supposed to like it.
Yes.
You know, and then I couldn't get into it. It was like,
what's her name is great in that show.
Must not be too great if it's what's her name.
Shaw?
Kristen Shaw, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. Like, I understand, like, I like them, like, I like Jermaine, and I like the other one, even though I like Jermaine more.
Brett?
Yeah, Brit. I like Jermaine, but yeah, I just...
And the Prime Minister.
Like, it just didn't do it for me, Dennis. Like, I'm
so
sorry.
funny.
Now, there's one of the characters on there that showed up on the X-Files, right? He was the guy in the Kolchak episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brit.
So I feel pretty good that
Prime Minister of New Zealand.
Yeah,
okay.
Just not a fan. Like, I tried, and Powers would just talk about it all the time. I'd be like, dude, I don't like this fucking show, and I hate it more now.
Give it another shot.
I can't. It's been poisoned. The well has been poisoned.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me.
It's a damn shame.
And I'm more of a Tenacious D guy myself.
I never got into that.
That's I'd only seen The Pick of Destiny, but I recently went back and watched it because it's only like 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's it. There's like 3 episodes.
I went back and watched it.
They're fucking great.
Yeah.
Like the Sasquatch episode is my fucking favorite.
I was never a huge Jack Black fan. I mean, there's a few things that he does that I enjoyed, like Kung Fu Panda I locked. I never got into School of Rock. I never... what did he do that I liked?
Jack Black.
Did you ever see the movie he was in with Tim Robbins, where Tim Robbins is the political?
Yes, Bob Roberts. That's a great film. Roberts. Yeah,
never saw that.
It's like a mockumentary of like this guy running for president. It's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack Black is an acquired taste. You either like him or you hate him.
And again, he's one of those that though I feel like I should like. Like I see clips from his YouTube channel, and I think he's awesome there. Like he's just.
I can see you not liking Tenacious D. But I think you would like Flight of the Conchords if you gave it another chance.
Nah,
it was one of those things where
don't do it, Ben.
To be fair, I never gave it a fair chance. It was just one of those things where it's like, oh, this is on, but it's midway through the episode, and
I think if you hung around like the local band scene, even a little bit, or know somebody who had
become an alcoholic and shoot myself,
then you would have a much greater appreciation for Tenacious D.
I don't like live music.
The D is great. And like, how great is the cartoon movie they did, Dennis? Like,
it's pretty good.
It's on YouTube. Like they just released
a little uncomfortably graphic sexually.
It's fucking hilarious.
Like, this is on YouTube?
I let you fuck my pussy. My robot pussy. Like you have to watch. Like it's Tenacious D. They released a new movie on YouTube in like 3 25-minute blocks, and it's
longer than that.
Is it? It's about. Yeah. I guess it's about an hour.
It's like six parts or something like that.
It's fucking hilarious, and Jack Black does all the animation to it, and they do all the voiceovers and stuff. It's really fucking funny.
Now I saw the guys on.
I'm the Terminator. I don't know how they didn't get sued for that. I'm the Terminator. They have a robot that comes back from the future to save Jack Black. That looks like a Terminator, that talks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but somehow they didn't get sued. Like, I don't understand how that happened.
Because it had a robot pussy. Terminator never had a robot pussy.
And it's parody.
I don't know. I mean, parody is one thing, but when it looks just like a Terminator, it's called the Terminator, and it's voiced by Jack Black doing a really bad Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation. Like, I don't see how the lawyers didn't get involved. They must have been fucking sleeping at the wheel. But anyway, I don't think we've mentioned this episode not once. So
We
let's
started to.
Yeah, well, I did a segue into
You
it
did the
about how
perfect segue.
we all got. So Jenny needs to make her car small so she can get across the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. But my segue was completely ignored, and we talked about everything else. So, you know,
I would like a shrink ray for all these boxes so that I can shrink them up, put them in my car, and then shrink the car with the boxes in it and put that on the
Anybody got a spatial anomaly that we can spare?
ooh,
I got one right
we
here.
got that spatial anomaly, baby.
In my pants.
Ow! Ooh.
Everything's too big in there, baby.
We got to shrink it down.
Shrinkage is a real thing, okay?
All right, so what
It's
happened?
science.
Somebody tell me what happened in this episode.
They're examining a spatial anomaly.
Yes.
Which is fun because I was even thinking to myself as I'm watching the beginning of it, they don't do a lot of science stuff.
No, and I was actually like, oh, they're going to do a TNG episode? Which would be fine, I guess, but, you know.
When's the last time they did some science shit?
They never do science.
It's been a while.
They have never done science on this show. That
I can't remember that.
It's always been like diplomacy, mostly.
Well, no, they did exploration because when they first started going through to the Gamma Quadrant before the
Not
Dominion
science.
became
Like usually it was like, oh, we're coming back from looking at something. Oh, we crashed.
That's it's very like the fact that they're just doing a science mission. It's like, no, man, you guys stick to PE. That's what you guys are good at. Let the nerds do the science. You guys go do the PE stuff and punch people in the fucking space face.
This is the dodgeball of Star Trek.
Yes.
But I mean, they honestly seemed like they were somewhat excited about this, though. It's like, hey, we could go do what Starfleet's actual mission is for once in 70 years. We
I can just imagine Kira couldn't give a fuck about exploring some spatial anomaly.
Do we get to kill it?
She thought the whole thing was hilarious because they get to be small, and I think she was high because she was giggling entirely too much at the idea of them being small.
Yeah, because
First symptoms of space madness.
Maybe she did have space madness, Ren and Stimpy style.
Yeah.
Space madness.
Which is my favorite of the 3 Ren and Stimpy episodes because there's only like 3 of them. I don't care what anybody says. There's like maybe 4.5. There's the Space Madness one. There's the Dog Show one.
Powder Toast Man.
Powder Toast. But those weren't even really episodes. Those were just kind of like little commercial vignette things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because that's where Log came from.
Log.
Then there was the one episode where it wasn't like there was a diving horse or something, and like the old man died, and like the horse jumps off a thing and breaks his legs, and they ask him like, "No, sir, I didn't like it." Do you remember any of that?
I remember the horse.
Yeah,
that was his catchphrase.
Yeah, no, sir, I didn't like it because he jumped off like a high dive into a tank of water, and they asked him, and he was like crawling, making all the faces, and like, how does he feel? No, sir, I didn't like it, and then he crawls away. But I don't even remember if that was all. Was that when they were firemen?
I think so.
Yeah, because they were fire, and that's it. Like that's all the Ren and Stimpy episodes there were.
No, there's Cousin Sven also. Ren's cousin Sven. That's my favorite one.
I don't remember that one. You're gonna have to fill me in on that.
He just has this kind of wacky cousin that came to visit from Sweden. They played "Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence."
I remember that. Don't whiz on the electric fence. All right.
So this must be the greatest episode of Star Trek of all time.
and the happy joy episode where he makes the happy machine. Yeah.
Happy.
Well, I let my kids.
There are officially 52 episodes of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. But how many of them were there really? There was like 7.
93
first
segments.
season.
Yeah, and that's it. And then it never happened. Even The Simpsons busted on Ren and Stimpy in one episode because like they never make new episodes. But yeah, there was I let my kids listen to the happy joy song and the part about like we'll teach your grandmother how to suck eggs, and they thought that was so funny. And then when they like he's like, don't make me do it, I told you I'd shoot. And the kids were just completely ignoring all that part and just digging the happy joy stuff. Why'd you make me do it? I told you I'd do it. But yeah, so Kira has space madness. And then they get small. Real small. To quote Steve
Okay,
Martin.
so one of the things.
what's so funny about that? I'm
Your dicks are even smaller now.
Poor Irish
the weird
Miles.
Their dicks get bigger.
Ooh, that'd be hot.
Or they stayed the same size and they only got smaller themselves.
And this episode really drives home that Klingons are just bards from D&D because, like,
Yeah.
Worf has to write poetry about his wife's great adventure. They're just fucking bards. Like
I've written a poem about this. Let me just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. Have you heard this before? It's like, calm down.
See, Worf could tell jokes like that and totally get away with it because his delivery is so dry.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, does anybody else remember back when they were kids, like Super Friends kids, when it seemed like all the shows that had any kind of superheroes, like Space Ghost or Super Friends or anything like that, right?
Herculoids?
I don't know. I didn't watch that enough. I watched it, but I don't know if they did one. But all these shows always had an episode where the heroes get shrunk. There was always a shrink episode, right? And so I remember when this episode came out originally, that's in my head, I automatically just discounted it because it's like, really? You're live action and you did a, Shrink the Heroes show.
Yeah.
It's like, and that happened on the animated series? Somebody get shrunk?
I know there's a 50-foot Vulcan, but I don't know I know on the original series, the Enterprise itself got shrunk.
Oh, yeah.
Like they had it like in front of like Kirk and Spock are regular size. And one of the Supreme Power guys like brings down, and it is obviously a model of the Enterprise.
Get out of town.
And they're looking in and it shows the view screen on the bridge, and you see Kirk's face like this looking inside, like, what? Which does lead credence to the thing that maybe there were windows on the Enterprise back then, like how we have now. That was what they intended all along.
He just knew where the cameras were.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to look at the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Selfie.
It's like a camera somewhere in the
space selfie.
But yeah, so that's as soon as the thing started shrinking, I was just like, this is the Shrink the Heroes episode.
I knew something would go wrong to make them stay shrunk, but I totally was caught off guard by what actually happened.
And
they already tricked me and got my mouth ready for like a TNG style episode. No, the goddamn Jim Hadar show up.
Well, I mean,
shit. Racist Jim Hadar.
It is Deep Space Nine, so they're not going to do science for too long because they're just going to get bored with it. Like, fucking science? What the fuck is this?
Can we shoot some science?
Man, I can shoot the shit out of some atoms, bro. I will fuck some molecules all up.
But remember, you can't breathe. The oxygen's too big.
Aboard the Defiant, the Jem'Hadar discover the engines are damaged. Yep,
that's always a problem.
Yeah, you would think they would take a little. You'd think they'd take a little more care with the Defiant because the Defiant's been kicking their ass all over the Alpha Quadrant.
Yeah,
you think they want to capture it, like.
And you wouldn't just leave the Jem'Hadar to bring it home. I mean, you'd stay there with it, with your big powerful ship and guide it back. You wouldn't just be like, "Hey, you got this? I got some Google Glass going, so I'll see you later."
Yeah, get one of the big Beatles to come in.
And was this guy? So was there not Wayoon, but I forget what they call those guys.
The Vorta.
The Vorta. Jesus.
I'm surprised at you, man.
Yeah, well, I've been working 18 hours a day for the last couple of weeks, so poor little me. But no, so was he like supposed to be fake Iggy Pop?
He kind of looked a little like Iggy. I was like, oh, Iggy Pop. Oh no, that's not Iggy Pop.
I did the same thing because I was like, I don't remember Iggy Pop being on the one episode, so.
Maybe they couldn't get Iggy Pop for the second episode, so
they got Ziggy Pop.
They got They got
Biggie Pop.
Zaggy Pop.
Zoopy Pop. But it's like they have he wasn't the standard style Vorta, like with Jeffrey Puffy Combs. So it was now in my head I've like broken down the Vorta into it's like the Jeffrey Combs style or the more long-faced Iggy Pop style.
Yeah.
And then there's that piece of shit one that was on
he's like the Jeffrey Combs style.
This one?
No, the guy you're talking about. Christopher Shea.
The
guy who gets killed by Quark's friends.
Yeah, I was going to say not Quark, but the dumbass that shot him.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one, I don't know. It seems like the Jem'Hadar took the ship too easy.
Which they always do.
Yeah.
Because there was only 4 people on the Defiant, apparently.
Yeah. Well, no, everybody else is locked up at the cargo deck. Okay. So how many people are on the Defiant? Like 80-something, maybe?
Yeah, what were these people doing? Oh, I guess we'll just wait to get executed.
Like there's an episode that they should do where it's like what really happened that day. It's like the lower decks version of it. And they're like escaping, and they were just about to, everything was about to work, and then the heroes cheated with their little tiny spaceship.
Are we gonna die? I guess we'll die.
Lieutenant Commander Eeyore to the bridge. Yes, I may as well go to the bridge then.
All right.
Probably gonna get shot by the Jem'Hadar.
Oh well.
It's like Marvin, the fucking sad robot.
At least if I get shot, my suffering will end.
See, that would have been great if Lore was the paranoid android instead. Of Data being the chipper one and Lore being all depressed.
Lore being sad.
Yeah.
Father always did like you better.
Well, see, that would be a good nod too to Douglas Adams, who I'm guessing here, but I'm sure he was a Star Trek fan. Like he probably had to be, right? Like
I know he's a Doctor Who fan.
Yeah, he was a story editor or something, right?
Fourth Doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was watching on,
so wait a minute. So Douglas Adams was the story editor for the 4th season of Doctor Who?
No, for the Fourth Doctor.
One of the seasons of the Fourth Doctor.
Yeah.
I was watching an episode like the Destiny of the Daleks, and they do the credits in the beginning, and I see Douglas Adams. Like, Douglas Adams? It can't be the same one.
What?
Same one.
Now, does he improve the quality of the show? Like, can you
it's
tell?
pretty. I mean, it's pretty funny.
Like, is his imprint all over it?
You can see the humor.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch that season of Doctor Who.
And which episode was the basically like one of the Dark Gently stories? Wasn't it City of Death or something like that?
I think so. Yeah. That sounds about right.
One.
Because there's another one where the Doctor gets trapped under some rubble, and he's okay, but he just can't get free. Yeah, and while he's waiting, he reads. Is that the one where he brings out the book, and it's a book that was referenced in Hitchhiker's Guide?
And now you guys have finally piqued my interest in Doctor Who. Like now, I'm finally like, oh, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I can send you, or Dennis, or I can look up, or Jenny, the season that Douglas Adams did, and send so you don't have to lower yourself to all the other ones.
Now I'm kind of into the idea of Doctor Who.
All you have to do. Get Pluto TV. It's free. They have a classic Doctor Who channel. And just check in on it every once in a while.
All right. Because, I mean, I love me some Douglas Adams.
Oh, Ark in Space was a good one, too.
Yep. That was when we first met, not first met, but when they first really started out with Harry Sullivan as a companion, yeah. I didn't know that was a Douglas Adams season.
Ark in Space?
Because that was like
positive.
That was like the first season.
No, I guess it wasn't. I was thinking it was.
Ark in Space is the one where the Adric eats it.
Yeah.
No, Ark in Space was the Green Hand. Because we bought bubble wrap just for that.
Yeah.
So long, and thanks for all.
Okay, everybody who did a Doctor Who podcast for 3 years, raise your hand. Yeah.
I've never even seen an episode of Doctor Who. But now that,
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Which is the one with blah 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 with Adric?
That was a fifth Doctor episode, because he came in at the end of the fourth Doctor's run.
so how many doctors are there?
13 or more.
Now, people hate the lady doctor, right? Is she still around?
If
They're
you
coming
don't,
back next year.
if you have like a tiny penis and you're insecure and you think that them minorities are taking over everything, you probably don't like her.
Fine. She's fine.
That sounds
The
like
writing was fucking horrible this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or last year, whatever it was.
But it's coming back, though, right?
Yeah, but no Christmas special this year.
No, I heard there
Or New
was.
Year's special.
I heard they were both.
They do. What is it with the Brits and Christmas specials? Because I know they always do a Christmas special for that dead baby show. Go Call the Midwife or whatever it's called. Do you guys watch the Go Call the Midwife or whatever?
I only know about it because of Red Nose Day. Like there was a crossover with Fantastic Beasts.
Okay.
And
those are like multi like it's just like a Red Nose Day show, right?
Yeah, it's a special.
It's not a special for a particular show. It's like all these people from all these shows get together and do it.
Well, yeah, but it might be using like they're in costume from the show. They have the sets,
but they cross properties or whatever. So like
a lot,
Doctor Who will show up and the dead baby from Call the Midwife will be there too.
Well, it depends. It depends because like Curse of Fatal Death with Rowan Atkinson as the Doctor.
Yeah,
that was during the gap years when there was no Doctor Who.
Yeah,
but that was the first Doctor Who stuff that
a bunch of people played like Hugh Grant played the
Hugh
Doctor.
Grant.
Hugh Grant was the Doctor.
Yeah,
they had a bunch of people like because he kept dying, so he kept coming back as somebody.
The guy who played Slughorn in Harry Potter was a Doctor, and I can't remember the woman from.
It was one from AbFab, right?
AbFab, Absolute Fab.
Okay.
The blonde that smoked.
Yeah.
Patty? God, I haven't watched that show in so many decades.
So many decades.
I miss the BBC.
Yeah, you do.
Big Black. All right, so what happens on this episode of Star Trek? We're all over the place here.
Yeah. It's a tiny little white runabout, and it's flying through the... so the runabout goes into the space...
big black runabout comes up.
And makes the... And so
it's
the
little
ship has to watch the big black ship fuck the
Defiant.
The Defiant.
The airlock.
And then the Defiant's all like, oh, this big ship fucks me so good, unlike you lame-o. And the other guy,
and the runabout's over in the corner. I'm a floor worm, and it's just
and he's crying.
But that's what the little ship likes.
Yeah,
Don't keep shame.
That's the only way that the little ship can feel alive anymore.
Yeah, which is sad, but we've all been there, a little ship.
Really?
Not me. No.
No. I mean, I was saying that for Ben's benefit.
I've never. I saw it in a movie once. But
You're so crazy.
No, I'm doing it right now. Actually, I'm just
off camera.
Yeah, it's just like
cuckolded.
Oh,
we've been cuckolded. I don't know, Jenny. Are you watching WWE at the moment because they're cuckolding your boy Rusev? Have you seen any of that shit?
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a couple weeks, but yeah, that was the last thing I saw. I think was what's her name, Maria Kanellis. It's like, oh, he's the father of my baby. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen on wrestling yet.
I didn't know it was Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Every day is Rusev Day.
He's being cuckolded though at the moment, which is pretty hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like that's the best they can do.
I don't know about this.
It's like a Vince McMahon fantasy or something.
It's really bad. I stopped watching.
Linda, get fucked by somebody else.
I stopped watching Monday and Friday wrestling. I just watch all my wrestling on Wednesday now.
Makes sense.
I watch NXT and AEW, and that's about it.
Isn't there a new wrestling league?
AEW, that's where it's at.
Is that the new thing?
Yeah.
I saw ads for this.
Fabulous Moolah on that?
No, she did.
Huh? Or who am I thinking of?
Fabulous Moolah's dead. I don't know what you're thinking about.
I'm thinking of somebody else. Then there's a former wrestler on Glow.
I haven't watched Glow.
It's pretty good. I mean, this last season was a little bit of a mess, but the first 2 seasons are pretty good.
The first 2 seasons were good. I haven't seen the 3rd season. I haven't watched the 3rd season of Stranger Things. I just don't.
I can't get past the first episode, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, I got to get something to drink. I'll be right back. Oh, wait, I'm distracted.
Awesome Kong.
I don't know. I haven't seen
I want to watch it.
She is, she's great in Glow.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't have thought that she was a former wrestler because I thought she was like a professional actress. She was really good, especially the 2nd season.
Now, I saw, speaking of wrestlers, the one that was like the kickboxer chick that wanted to be a boxer against a man, but then
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, okay. So she's in like a fire department show, or
that FBI. No, not the FBI show. What is it?
Like Rescue or 911.
Yeah, 911.
Cops Are Us or
The Police.
I'm unarmed. Please don't shoot me.
I'm in my house. Please don't shoot me. So yeah, Star Trek, huh?
Yeah. See, okay, so here's the thing. I'll go ahead and tell you. This is, so far this season, one of my least favorite episodes.
Really?
It's so fucking cheesy and fucking lame.
I have to agree with you.
I'm like, really? We do the Shrunk Ship episode? It was cool that they shot photon torpedoes and they were like, enough to kill the Jim Hadar. Yay, that was so cute. I expect better.
I think that's my thing too. Is like DS9 has been just freaking on point every episode, pretty much.
And this is the episode after. I mean, what did we watch last week? Far Beyond the Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you're going to show me this dreck.
This dreck.
All right.
I think like the first 35 minutes are not very good. I thought the end was okay.
Yeah.
They brought it around.
I like that they bring up the, the marginalization of the Gamma Jim Hadar, because the Alpha Jim Hadar were bred for this quadrant, so they're
naturally. Is that something that comes up more as the show goes along?
I can't remember.
Or is this a one-off thing?
Like when I saw,
I'll be disappointed.
When I saw it in this episode, I remember thinking, "Oh yeah, that's right." There was some animosity between the two, but I can't remember if I'm remembering it after 25 years because of this episode, or if it was a thing that came back. But I do remember it. I mean, 30 years later, I'm like, "Oh yeah, that was a thing they did."
Well, to be fair, nothing on this show is ever a one-off.
Well, yeah.
I think at some point it'll come back around. I mean, I just think that's the nature of this program.
I hope so. Well, I mean, not that it's not just mentioned in passing again, but like that it actually plays a role in how the series plays out. I hope that kind of happens because it's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting, but at the same time, I didn't like it because I was like, they bred them to be loyal soldiers. They created them to be loyal soldiers. Like, why would they give a shit if the other guys are like from a different, like, it doesn't seem like they would
more loyal.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like they would program that. Not program,
those
but
other
like
guys have to say that they're loyal, but we don't have to say it because we just do stuff.
Well, no, it made me think about how religion changes when it comes to America. Because you in the old world, I mean, whether it's Judaism, if it's Catholicism, if it's the Lutherans, there's these set structures and there's these rules, and they're very strictly adhered to. Even, I mean, Islam, everything is the way it should be in the old world. And then it comes to America, and it's like, yeah, but I got YouTube.
We dropped a couple chapters off the boat.
Yeah.
It's every group does it. I mean, it's just like, I remember back in the 90s, they're like, we should have an American pope. And, it's like,
we should have an American
and,
pope.
And the thing is like, someday an American bishop might be pope. He's like, no. They can keep theirs. We just make one of our own. It's like, that's not how popes
New
work.
Vatican City.
We want our own pope.
That would be you know what? To quote the kids, that would be pretty lit. To have her own
But
pope.
AF.
That'd be fire.
RN.
We want our own pope.
You know what's funny? Like the way kids talk now, like I feel like my parents probably felt when I was a teenager or whatever. But the way kids talk now is ridiculous, but it's amusing to me because I was listening to Stern a couple weeks ago, and that what's that singer's name? That kid,
Justin Bieber.
Billie Eilish.
Post Malone.
You said that kid, and I thought boy, so I'm sexist.
Billie Eilish was on there, and she was talking. I was like, man, she sounds dumb as shit. But then I remember she's like 16 or 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, she's like, yeah, that was fire. It was totally fire. I was like, you're talking to Howard Stern. He's like 70 something years old.
Yeah, Howard Stern is like 70 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stays pretty hip and with it.
Not really.
Because he drinks.
Really listen.
Look,
Yeah, I don't think he gives a fuck.
I learned the new thing I learned today was pull up, because somebody took their phones, right, and one phone called Domino's and one phone called Papa John's, and then they put them right next to each other so that they would, think they called each other. And he's like, "This is Domino's. We got a medium pizza, $6.99." And the others like, "No, this is Papa John's. We don't have that." And then they start, "Wait, Papa John's? Oh yeah, you're Domino's." And then they start yelling at each other. And then the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you want to go? You want to go? Pull up, motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Pull up? Let me Urban Dictionary that one."
Hang on.
I Urban Dictionaried today. I was like, what do the kids mean by pull up? Because I used to pull up to the house.
Are you a boomer?
Hey, I'm Gen X, okay? And the post that somebody, was it Tim Anderson or somebody reshared from Jenny today?
Mm-hmm.
With the generational thing, so you had the boomers and the millennials going after each other.
Pull up.
And Gen X and the Zoomers are just like, whatever. Here's some booze for Halloween.
Yeah.
Pull up.
What was it? I saw what was it? The millennials cyberbullying. It's like, your mom's gay. And then the response with the Generation Z is like, which one? They're just a completely different mindset than anything before.
I feel pretty happy to be in the don't give a fuck generation. Like, we suck.
We're slack. The thing is, we don't suck. We just don't give a fuck. I mean, it's just like,
our generation sucks.
We do not suck.
We do.
We're propping this bitch up right now.
No,
I don't know, man.
We don't have any motivation to do anything.
I would love to,
we're the generations that's just waiting to die.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah, but the thing is that the Zoomers are waiting to die, but they're celebrating it. I mean,
they want to take everything with them on the way out.
Yeah,
eating some Tide Pods or something. I don't know.
All right, so let's rate the episode.
Style.
Are we really done?
I guess. I mean,
I'm just we can talk about how lame boomers are some more. I mean,
we've been going for an hour. We've barely mentioned the episode. We might as well just wrap this up.
We haven't been going for an hour yet,
dude. It's 10:42.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I got to be at work at like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up. What do we think? Ben, what do you think? 4. Ben, 4. Jenny.
Jesus. All right. 6.
I'm gonna meet in the middle. I'll say 5.5.
Yeah, I say 5.5.
All right.
It's decent. I mean, it's okay, but it's just kind of like a weird, because I guess this is supposed to be the comic relief episode after seeing Jake get laid out in the street.
But we just had the Ferengi episode, though. That was the comic relief episode. The Magnificent Ferengis was kind of a funny episode.
Yeah.
Who mourns for Morn?
Yeah.
I wonder what came on after The Visitor. Did they have like a
light episode, the breather episode, Catch Your Breath,
Hippocratic Oath?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
I don't.
And Dan, before we go on, I have to give Dennis credit because last week we were talking about that episode of TNG. What was it called? The
Chase.
The Chase. And I was like, well, that sounds fun. And then Dennis was like, no, we hated it. And I didn't even listen to it. I just read the description of the episode. And I'll read you the description of the episode now.
I did listen to it, by the way, and
Was I on that episode?
No, it was just me and Bob.
Okay.
So, but
hang on, let me see. I'm trying to get to my podcast player as being strange.
we pulled no punches.
Because that was like season 7 or 6, right?
Yeah.
Season 6. Yep.
Yeah.
I believe I just said like nothing interesting happened.
It was 7. I don't know.
I have so many fucking dumb podcasts on my phone.
I think it was 7 because we were talking about how dumb a lot of the episodes in season 7.
Picard's mentor dies and a bunch of uninteresting stuff happens. That's the description from dorktrek.com.
Okay. So here's the thing for this episode, when Galen, I guess that was his mentor, right? If I remember that correctly.
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe. But the archaeologist brings him this precious, ceramic
box,
thing.
yes.
And you open and inside there's all of the other, here's the church, here's the steeple, look inside, here's the people, that kind of thing. And there's all these little statuettes and stuff. And it was like some precious thing. And my God, you've got it's a full set and it's unbroken, blah, blah, blah. Flash forward to, was it not First Contact? Was it Generations? Yeah, it's Generations. And the Enterprise D crashes, right?
Uh-huh.
And they go in and they're like digging through the ready room and it's crashed on the planet's surface at the end of the movie. And Picard literally picks up the lid from this thing that in 7th season was this precious gift that was, an archaeological find so rare. And he's just like, and tosses it and picks up his photo album. And I'm like, dude.
Well, the photo album had his nephew and brother and sister.
Robert! Why did you say that name?
They all just died in a horrible fire. It might have a little more sentimental value at that point.
I agree.
And he just saw them in the Nexus.
Yeah, so he's probably sad. But...
The Nexus.
Oh, the Picard trailer.
Next.
We're getting close to Picard.
You've got 2 bars to run.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so that's the episode, everybody. Not a lot of Trek, but a lot of fun. We'll be back next week. We're gonna watch Honor Among Thieves. There's no honor among thieves in the first place. I got a feeling.
Is Dusty Rhodes in this?
Dusty Rhodes was in this episode.
Oh,
I believe this episode will be better, but I guess we'll see what happens. So, thank you guys for listening very much. We will be back next week, and so long, and good night.
Bye.